Hi, I'm going to talk to you about plastic today. Less about plastic itself, which I think if you want to do that kind of research, there's so much to learn. Microplastics, what's actually in a plastic. There's so many kinds of plastics, how you recycle, all of this stuff, the effect on the environment. I'm a little more interested in how it affects body and mind. Me particularly, and everybody who is close to me, they hear me talk about these things all the time. So, sharing with you how I've reduced plastic so much in my life. And it wasn't an instant thing, it's been going on for years and years. I read a book a long time ago, I think it was called Breasts, about how they tested breast milk of women and it contained plastics in it. And at that point I realized that our bodies actually absorb what we are around and touching and imbibing, right? So that's where I started. So for me, the journey has been primarily in the kitchen. So that was step one, to really let go of plastic in the kitchen. And I did it everywhere too. Bathroom, right, your products, I'll talk about that soon. Closet, that was super hard. Closet was hard. I do a lot of yoga, so yoga was less hard. There are particular mats. Most of the cheap mats, even a lot of the expensive mats, are made out of like microplastics and synthetic fibers, materials that just don't break down and they accumulate in the ocean, and it's just not very yogic, right? So I use jade yoga mats. This is not a paid advertisement. I've been using them for like 15 years or something. All of my clients on jade mats, natural rubber. I was using the microfiber towels on top of it when I sweat, and this is true if you do hot yoga. And really it took me a long time, like only last summer did I realize, oh, this is actually made out of plastic, right? They don't tell you on the labels from anything. So I recently switched, and I'm very happy, to cotton Mysore rugs to put on top of my jade yoga mat. Jade makes it. I've tried it from other companies, cheaper. Cheaper is just cheaper. And that's something to think about when you go on your less plastic journey, is how much capital you want to invest and how soon. Not a lot of it is expensive, and I'll give you a good example from the bathroom is a razor. Again, it took me a long time of shaving every single day to realize, oh, this razor is made out of plastic, and I'm touching it every day. I'm only touching it for a few minutes every day, but it is still a daily contact point that you can be conscious of. When you make the switch from plastic to not plastic, this is mind-blowing. You're actually making an important decision, because something that is made out of plastic is made for disposal. It's meant to be temporary, right? So it's cognitively a very easy choice. If you don't like it, you throw it out, you get another one, you recycle it, you don't feel bad, until you find out that they don't really do a good job recycling plastics, like, at all. So when you do buy a non-disposable razor or anything else, pen, we'll talk about that later, razor, you want to make sure you actually get something that you want to keep, because what you do is you buy the handle and you keep buying the blades, right? So you're signing up for an ongoing situation. It's like a first date that you are guaranteeing is going to be a long-term commitment. You are choosing that person wisely. You're choosing your razor wisely. It takes energy, it takes time. You can read a ton of Amazon reviews. I find Amazon reviews less helpful than if you find somebody's blog who really cares about that, and they do a lot of research for you. Read a couple of those and then make some informed decisions is the way I would do it. So for kitchen, there's a whole spectrum of this, and none of it is personal or judgmental. A lot of it comes from not knowing, right? When I was young, it was very common. There would be takeout, there would be a plastic container. If you want to heat it up to eat leftovers, like when you get home after school, you want a snack, you just take it out of the fridge, put it in the microwave, you watch the thing turn, and then you eat it. Maybe you put it on a plate, probably you don't. That's not good for you. I just didn't know. I mean, we didn't know, right? So, great place to take out plastic, eliminate plastic from your life is Tupperware. I don't eat takeout. That's more like a personal thing. It takes up so much resources. I feel bad seeing like, anyway, we don't have to talk about that, but I don't do takeout. So if you are going to do takeout and it's a hot thing in a very thin plastic container, be aware that you are consuming that plastic, because the thin plastics, especially when in contact with a hot substance, liquid, food, it will absorb and leach out the plastics. So then you're not just eating your takeout, you're eating your plastic, and that goes into your body and it accumulates, and it's just, it's not good for you. We're not designed to have that kind of material coming in. So take out the Tupperware, take out the plastics, which means invest in some really nice glassware. You also don't have to invest, right? So I would buy things that came in glass, for example, really nice almond butter, really nice tahini. I love those jars. So I would, eat what was inside, and the glass jar, just keep it in the dishwasher or soak it for a while, just clean it really nicely, remove the label. That can be hard. But then you end up with a really nice assortment of nice glass jars that you can use for anything. If you're going to invest in nice glass Tupperware or containers, I made the first mistake of buying Pyrex because the brand is recognized, and this, I didn't know that much that long ago, so you don't have to do this. But it was good thick glass, but then the covers were made out of plastic. So you couldn't turn it upside down, or if you filled something to the brim, which is something I do, then when you put the lid on top, then it is touching plastic. So more recently last summer, and I have to thank Damien for this, we redid our plastics covers, so now we have glass jars that have bamboo tops. So nice, so beautiful. I usually don't even use the tops, I use the glass in the fridge. Because if you look at your fridge, my fridge at least, the levels are made out of plastic. Some of the shelves are made out of glass, but a lot of it is plastic inside. So when you put your vegetables into the drawer, and you're not putting your vegetables in a plastic bag, don't do that. You want to keep it on a glass something, or if you line it with paper, but if the vegetable's wet. So I just keep glass containers, big glass, what used to be Tupperware, or you could bake in it, a baking container, in the fridge. And whatever I buy, I don't buy it in plastic. Farmer's market is great for this. Nothing comes in plastic unless you're getting salad greens. But it's only in plastic in a very temporary way. Whole Foods, which is where I buy most of my food, you don't have to take those plastic bags, If you could just take a bunch of things in your hand, you can hold, this is what I do because I shop pretty often, I just hold what I buy, I check out, and I have my reusable bag, which is not plastic, canvas or whatever, and you just put your things in there. When you get in the fridge, you don't have to touch plastic at all, right? You just put it in the drawer that already has a glass waiting for you. So those are some major things that I did. When you make these purchases, you want to actually look at the size of the container if you're buying it online. I like to buy these things online. Measurements, realistically, what are you going to use it for? Buy it for that. Because it's tempting if you like spending money and you love shopping, which, can be me. But if you like shopping and you just see all the pretty options, and there are a ton of pretty options, maybe you just buy a lot of pretty options. And then you end up in this consumer mindset and you accumulate a bunch of things, which is not helpful and a totally other problem. If you reduce plastic and you're investing in things that you want to keep for a long time, just get a couple of them and see, maybe you don't need as much as you're used to having. And then you have a lot more space and you have a lot less stuff to clean, and your mind feels better when you have less to do. Everything is going to be higher quality. So those are the major things I did in the kitchen. A couple of smaller recent updates I made were I cook, so the knife that I used, I realized has a plastic handle. So if you upgrade to these really nice Japanese knives, and you don't have to spend a lot to do it, but those always come with a metal handle, so that was a good thing. I've been using bamboo cutting boards for years and years, but if you're not doing it, get rid of your plastic stuff. Soap, which is how I ended up looking at my bathroom more closely. I just bought glass dispensers, which are really nice and not expensive and last a long time, and you can change whatever soap you put in there. We can talk about soap another time. So that in the bathroom, and then I realized, oh, like all my shampoo and stuff has plastic. So I bought really nice glass containers. My shower has just like, it's a very nice shower, but it has just like a very small place to keep your products. So it's hard to manage. You only have space, and I only have space for a couple of things. So there's a shampoo, there is a conditioner, there is a soap. Very basic. And all of that is glass, and you can see how quickly you use something, right? So it runs out, and you see when it's time to refill, and then you refill. It's so much easier than using a plastic tube, and you just don't know how much is in there, how much have you used, when is it time to buy a new one. It's just so much easier to switch to glass. Razor, we already talked about. Deodorant was weirdly hard because of course I do like all natural stuff, and it's already hard to find a good natural deodorant. But to find a good natural deodorant that comes in not plastic, whole nother level. The brand that I use is Velda, with a W. It's in a glass, it smells like roses. It's a really pretty bottle. The spray part is actually plastic, but when you hold the bottle to spray, you're mostly touching glass. It's a very nice product. I would highly recommend it. Again, not paid advertising, it's just what I use. Square, green, like this big. And then the closet. So I do a lot of fitness, yoga, so my wardrobe was so much like synthetic material I didn't realize. So I made big changes, like mostly cotton tank tops, cotton this, cotton that. When I teach at Equinox, I will wear just like aloe, sometimes TNA from Aritzia, and it is performance fabric. I wear it just to teach. When I practice, and when I practice, which is most of the time for me, I wear cotton. I just wear cotton. Cotton underwear is weirdly hard to find. And again, this is investment. You have to just try it out. Do you like it? I don't know if it's worth organic cotton versus cotton just for the body side. I think for the environment, 100% invest in organic, better practices. But if you're looking to save a little money and you're looking to try out a bunch of different kinds of underwear or t-shirts are easy. Cotton t-shirts, cotton long sleeves, cotton pants, linen, denim, Stop buying the stretch denim, I think. I just buy like real cotton. It's nice, it's classic, wears well. So closet is where you might have to spend more money depending on how thoroughly you want to replace your synthetics. Coats was not hard. A lot of the coats are wool just to begin with. The material, if you have like a puffer jacket, you want to look at what material is inside. Not that it touches your body, but it, once you get into it, you get into it. So you can think about how far you go. So I have a couple of pens. Oh, I have okay. So these are pricey, this pen. I realized I write a lot, I handwrite a lot. If you are on technology, if you use your phone, that's not that bad, because it's mostly just covered in glass, it's easy. Keyboard is usually plastic. I haven't gone there yet. If you go there, let me know what you find. You can probably just find a nice silicone, not plastic cover to put on top. But I handwrite a lot, so a lot of pens are just plastic, and it doesn't feel good. I love writing, and the tactile experience is important. So this CW&T, $200 a pop. I love it. So I don't know what to say. I love it. Okay, so these are less expensive. These were, I think, like $7 for 3 of them, made out of metal. Works just as well. When you get into the realm of metal pens, and if you're like a geek in this realm, like you already know, but you can buy all kinds of refills. So you get a pen, and this one, this CW&T, pricey, lovely, beautiful, is engineered to last a very long time, right? So when you make an investment, you make an investment, and you can try out a bunch of different refills. The one it comes with is really, I think, the best. But you can play, you can experiment. With these, this comes with a D1 refill, which I didn't realize was just like a standard thing. You can buy a bunch of different ones, different colors. The size is small, you know, it's light. I don't think it's gonna last forever. You know, it's not designed for that, more like a razor, you know. Metal, you keep it for a little while, maybe like in 3, 4, 5, 10 years, who knows? You don't want it anymore, you change. So those are the major places that I made changes to minimize plastic. And again, for me, it was about body, but also very much in alignment with our environment, which is the best. So I would love to hear your thoughts, what changes you've been making, changes that you didn't hear me talk about. So teach me, and subscribe, comment. Let's connect. Enjoy.